Just drying my hands. Thank you. Ooh, that's warm.
From the oven.
I feel like royalty. So this is a type of cornbread that you don't have to wait for a whole 45 minutes for it to bake. You can eat it at pretty much any meal of the day, and it has a secret ingredient that makes it extra corny. Want to find out what it is? It's popcorn, just a little bit, a tablespoon of it. The thing that Todd Richards says that he loves about putting popcorn in his cornbreads is the flavor, because popcorn gives a different kind of corn flavor than regular cornmeal does. It's nuttier and also has a little bit of bitterness. It also does tons of things for the texture. It doesn't have the same texture as when you just eat popcorn out of hand because it loses some of its airiness, but it keeps a softness and a little bit of extra crunch. If you were making microwave popcorn, you would never get to see this. This is so cool. They're like chicks being born. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little shake. Can you hear that? So Todd Richards calls this hot water cornbread, and that's an important part of the technique because basically you put your fine cornmeal and all of your other dry ingredients into a bowl, and then you dump hot water over them and let it sit for 5 minutes, and that just makes everything hydrate. PSA, grating your own nutmeg changes everything. Buy the whole ones, grate it on a microplane. It smells like eggnog, it smells like cheesy, delicious fondues, it smells like everything good. Basically, nutmeg is my favorite thing, and I really don't want you to get ground nutmeg. I want you to grate it like this. It's so easy. So all my dry stuff is in there, and now this is the hot water part. This is part of what allows you to make cornbread so fast, is that, you know, if you just kind of stirred cornmeal together with some stuff and fried it, it might still be crunchy inside if you weren't careful about it, but this hot water kind of pushes things ahead. So this just needs 5 minutes to hang out, and then we will add our other stuff. The last couple of things to add in are our popcorn that we just made. So 1 tablespoon of corn kernels pops up to a pretty respectable amount, and some buttermilk. It's pretty cool looking, and not really what you'd expect when you're mixing up cornbread. So this is just 1 out of 4 different cornbreads that Todd Richards has in his book Soul. It's so gorgeous, and there's a whole chapter on corn. These are the ones we're making. Okay, 5 minutes later, it's time to shape. So we gotta get good floury hands so that the cornmeal doesn't stick to them too much. And then you just make it into these little patties. And you get to make a really good mess in the process. Okay, all that's left to do is fry our little cornbreads. This is the part that reminds me a lot of things that my grandmother would make when I was growing up, like cornmeal pancakes. She would make something called fried cornmeal mush, which I think is basically like leftover polenta that's fried. So you wanna make sure it's sizzling when it hits the pan. So because we dumped that boiling water over the dry ingredient, that means that all you really have to do here is crisp it up on both sides. That's one of the genius things about this hot water cornbread technique. Faki, do you want to come take a look at? So see, you can see the little crispiness on the sides. Ooh. Just burn my arm a little. No, I got it. It's cool. Yeah, it's okay. I can just use this. Okay, so just so you don't splash yourself, second tool is helpful. Scoop these out. You could have them with eggs for breakfast. You could have them as croutons in a salad with something meaty where you can get all the sauces in there. All right. This reminds me so much of my grandmother's fried cornmeal mush, but also I just ran into a piece of popcorn and that made it a totally different experience. If you want more genius recipes, maybe cornbread, maybe other stuff with popcorn in it, who knows? Don't forget to like and subscribe and check back next week.